Hi, it's Jonathan Trager here for Seconds Out, joined today by Matthew Macklin. How are we doing, Matt?
Yeah, not bad.
Good stuff. Yes, no, I was just wondering, obviously, unfortunate events recently. First and foremost, just wanted to know what's sort of the most recent update from trainer Jamie Moore.
Yeah, no, he's okay, Jamie. He's making a good recovery. He said he's getting the fit feeling back much more. Yeah. We said that's causing a bit more pain, so he's getting better, but it's kind of getting worse before it gets better, kind of thing. But no, he's well on the road to recovery. Good
stuff. And obviously it's been documented now that you've temporarily gone back to train with former trainer Joe Gallagher.
Yeah.
How's that working out? Obviously he's got a very impressive stable and plenty of sparring partners for you there.
Yeah, like this week I had a good 8 rounds early in the week with Callum Johnson, good up-and-coming light heavyweight, and then I had a good 8 rounds with Callum Smith today. He's probably one of the best prospects in world boxing, so we've got all the sparring I want, and it's good because they're young and they're fresh and they're keen, and they're more than, they give me all I want, more than what I want, so it's a thriving gym and buzzing gym, and I know all the lads well for years anyway, so I get on very well with them, and Joe obviously I was with for years, so it's straight away picked up, there was no getting to know or anything like that, straight down to business.
Lovely, and obviously mentioned there Callum Smith, who's he's well publicised. He's one of the biggest prospects in the country. What insight can you provide from the sparring you've had with him? Obviously, from the outings that we've seen so far, he's looked very impressive. But what other insights could you give? Is he as good as we're all hoping that he will be?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, definitely. Like you say, you never know sometimes when people fight foreign opponents and think you're not sure how good they are in that. And sparring's different to fighting, but no, he looks. Having sparred him a few times now, he definitely. I think the kid's got a very, very bright future. For a tall fighter, he fights so well up close. He really finds the gaps with the uppercuts and the body shots. He's sharp on the counters. Yeah. He's got a good jab, and he's very dedicated. Wants it, and I think he has a very bright future, definitely.
Lovely. And how's Paul looking ahead of his world title fight? Have you had any rounds with Paul?
I haven't sparred with Paul yet, but he's looking good. He's been slightly different times. He's usually finishing as I'm starting, but he's looking as good as I've seen him for a long time, and he's putting it in on the track and on the runs and everything. So which he doesn't always do, and he'll be the first to admit. Yeah. So I think he'll be in the shape of his life for sure, and a great opportunity for him.
Lovely. And then obviously we're all wishing Jamie a very speedy recovery. Do you imagine that you'll move straight back to training with Jamie when he's fully fit?
I'm just taking things one fight at a time. Right now I'm focused on September 27th, which is Paul Smith fighting Arthur Abraham. I'm doing an 8-rounder on the undercard, and then hopefully the fight with Jorge Sebastian Highland, the WBC eliminator, that'll take place again. Hopefully mid to end of November back in Dublin. So to be honest, I'm just focused on them 2 fights for now, and I'll be with Joe, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Lovely. And just to end up, obviously your brother's gym out in Marbella, yours and your brother's gym, coming along nicely. A lot of top prospects training there, a lot of people going out for sparring and what have you. Do you foresee that it will keep progressing and expanding and going to become one of Europe's leading gyms?
I think so, because I think there's, like you say, Bradley Saunders, Tom Stalker, Declan Geraghty, they're fighters that are training out there at the minute. Seamus trains. They're all 3 good prospects. I think Bradley's more than a prospect, to be honest. I think Bradley's good to go. I think he's probably the best light welterweight in Britain, definitely, and possibly Europe. I think because he's such an extensive amateur career, he's mature. He's like 28, I think. So Bradley can be fast-tracked, definitely. I think they're the 3 that are kind of there full-time, and then I was there, obviously, and there's lots of sparring coming out. James DeGale uses it a good bit. Many other fighters, I can't think off the top of my head now, but there's been, some of the lads, the Walsh brothers, they were out there, and lots of fighters been out there. But I think so, because the weather's so good. It's only 2.5 hours away from here. There's an hour's time difference, particularly in the winter months here. The UK and Ireland, the weather gets bad, and it's not great for road work and different things. So I think particularly in those months, a lot of fighters, a lot of trainers will want to kind of maybe do a bit of a camp out there, and even sometimes in a 10-week camp or 12-week camp that you do for a fight. So you can get boxing training can get monotonous, it's repetitions, but that's the way it is. But you know, you can sort of in the middle of that get away for a week or two. Just breaks things up, you know, and so I think the gym will continue to thrive, definitely.
Lovely, and actually just reminding me, I mean, you've been inundated with questions about this over the previous years in interviews I've seen with you. Obviously, you know, your division in the UK, the exciting division, the fight with Martin Murray, obviously is the one that people want to see in the near future. But also there's other fighters up and coming in the division, they're exciting, Billy Joe Saunders, Chris Eubank Jr, for example, who are starting to progress now and will soon be operating at the level that you obviously want to operate at as well. Are they fights that you'd gladly accept if the terms are right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got the likes of John Ryder and Chris Eubank Jr that are, you know, probably a little bit down the list at the minute, but they're progressing fast, don't get me wrong. Then you've got Billy Joe, who's definitely a notch above them, probably just below where me and Martin Murray have boxed and proven ourselves at. So I think at the minute, after the Sebastian Highland fight, which is a WBC eliminator, the chances are probably going number 2 WBC. Martin Murray is number 1. He's not mandatory, but he's number 1. So you know, it's quite likely then the WBC might, you know, mandate a final eliminator. So from that point of view, then I think the fight would be on. I think it would happen. I think there's a lot. It's not a world title, but it's the next best thing to go mandatory for a world title. And you know, Martin had a good win against Max Bursak. You know, I had a decent win against an undefeated fighter in December. Then through one thing, the Gale fight falling through, and a few other things not coming together. It's been a frustrating year so far. But I think, you know, with Eddie now in Matchroom, when they get a fight in a few weeks' time, getting 8 rounds, shake a bit of rust, hopefully, and then that eliminating against Tyler, I'm looking forward to that tough fight. But I'm definitely confident of beating him, and then I think, you know, I'm settled nicely for next year, and hopefully the fights with Martin Murray and all these fights come together and happen.
Lovely. And just one last question: how do you foresee a fight playing out between Billy Joe and Chris Eubank Jr? Obviously, it's a fight that's been heavily touted, one that people want to see due to the little bit of animosity between the two of them.
Do I think it'll happen, or how do I think it'll go?
How do you think it would play out if it does materialise?
I think Chris Eubank Jr.'s definitely got a bit of talent, but it's difficult to really gauge how much, because he's really boxing nobody at all. Where, you know, and he's had big weight advantages. He's been kept busy, and that's good. And he has good momentum and a bit of a oddball type personality. Gets him coverage, as well as the fact that his old man was a great fighter. But in terms of, you know, what he's done or achieved or what he's proven, there's no real comparison to him and Billy Joe. And that's not even including his amateur pedigree. You know, Billy Joe's amateur pedigree, what he's done as an amateur, how good he looked. What he's done as a pro, you know, he's stepped through traditional route, British Commonwealth, European champion. You know, he's, you know, he deserves a crack now at the world title, or he's certainly moving into that territory. You know, Chris Eubank Jr. hasn't done anything near that to warrant the same kind of you know, I don't know what's the word. You know, he doesn't deserve of what he does. So I think from that point of view, I mean, he's definitely got talent, no doubt. You can see that. But you know, it's very different when you're fighting guys that are there to lose. When you're in a 50-50 fight. So for me, certainly now, I'd be backing Billy Joe Saunders every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Down the line, who knows? But right now, definitely Billy Joe all day long.
Lovely. Well, thanks a lot for your time today. Obviously, wish you all the best in forthcoming fights.
Lovely. Thank you.
Cheers, Matthew. Thank you.